third graders. Today's learning target is I can make observations of water as a liquid and as a gas. In a minute, you're going to go through a mystery with Mystery Science Doug, and he's going to walk you through some stuff about water and clouds, and he's going to have you do an experiment. We're going to do this experiment with Doug, but because we're at home, we had to make a couple changes to the supplies. Let me show you what supplies you're going to need when you get to Doug's experiment. So, to do this experiment, you're going to need a few things. You're going to need something to jot down your observations, like some paper and a pen or a pencil. You are going to need a little piece of paper where the writing on it gets smaller and smaller. I used a sticky note, but you can just use any little piece of paper. And as you can see, I wrote a little message where it gets smaller and smaller as it goes down. This is going to work kind of like the chart at the eye doctor or when they check your vision at school to see if you need glasses to read. We're going to see if we can read the lines through the gas that we're going to hopefully trap. Now, the other part of the directions say you need a clear container that holds water. So I'm going to use just this glass for drinking water, but you could also use any kind of clear bowl or cup or whatever you've got. Clear is the important part because you'll want to be able to see what's going on in there. You want to be able to see the liquid water and hopefully the gas as well. To trap the gas, you need some kind of lid to put on the top. Now, it could be a lid from something else. As long as it sits over the top, it'll work. If you don't have a lid, you could even use something like a plate. Just be careful balancing that. It's important that whatever you're using as a lid, it's okay to get it wet. If you use something like a piece of paper, it wouldn't work. It would make the paper wet and soggy. But it does need to be solid so that it traps what's inside. The last thing you need is some hot water. Now, how I got mine is I just turned the sink on hot and I waited a minute until it felt kind of hot. I didn't really want to keep my hand in it anymore. That was perfect. It doesn't need to be boiling water. In fact, it really should not be boiling water because I don't want you handling boiling water by yourself. If you want to work on this with a grown-up, a little later maybe, and the grown-up wants to handle the boiling water, grown-ups, cool, go ahead. Because you're a kid and I want to keep you safe, just hot sink water will work perfectly good. All right, so here are the directions in Google Doc form for the gas trap experiment. Again, Mystery Science Doug will be taking you through this in his video too, but now you have the directions in two places. So, our learning target, I can make observations of water as a liquid and a gas. The first step is to gather your materials, like I showed you. You need that clear cup or other water holder that's clear, a lid of some sort, your science journal or someplace to write and draw your observations, hot water, not boiling water, just hot water from a sink, and a small piece of paper with writing that gets smaller and smaller. You saw mine, and here's an example from Doug's video. Take a minute, pause the video, and get your little piece of paper ready. Okay, the next bit on this Google Doc takes you through the same steps that Doug does in his video. There's the directions, there are the questions he asks. So if for some reason you can't get Mystery Doug's video to play, or there's no sound in it, or anything, any technical glitch like that, you can use this Google Doc to walk you through it. Down at the bottom of the page are the last couple questions that Mystery Doug asks in the experiment. Where do you think the water came from in the experiment, and why do you think that? Not the water you put in at the beginning. It'll make more sense later. these are the questions that you're going to turn in a Google Doc of your own. This is what the page you're going to turn in will look like. Similar, gas trap response has the same learning target. This is where you tell me what the inside of the cup felt like at the end of the experiment and where the gas in your trap came from and why you think so. Remember, you'll have to do both of these to get all the points this week, or for this assignment this week. Okay, now you're ready to get started. Watch the video from Mystery Science Doug, have fun doing the experiment, and I'll see you in the next video.